I don't know if I'm the best person to talk about Exu because I'm kind of a big fan of Exu. For me, Exu is everywhere, everywhere, in all my relationships, in all our relationships, because he's a communicator. He's the one who connects, he's the bridge in between worlds. He's the bridge that connects, that tricks people. Many of you might might experience during this process of Eshu challenging situations. And you should know that it is expected because we are, I'm going to ask the help of my translator here, we are cutucando a onça com vara curta. Can you help me there?
Like you're poking the bear with something short, like with a short stick.
With a why? Because we are provoking Eshu. Eshu is there. Eshu is movement. Eshu is everything but comfort zone. So once you girls and Jeff Pilintra are invoking Eshu, you have to understand that it's going to move things out of the place, especially the things that shouldn't be there for such a long time, or things that you were avoiding somehow. You are trying to be so kind. You are trying to keep in a very peaceful way to do not create any conflict or anything. If this conflict is necessary for you to come out and speak out for yourself, he is going to bring this situation for you to solve. This is everything that Eshu brings. He brings movement. One of the ethans of Eshu, I don't know if it's, I can't recall, I read so many things, sorry. It is within that Ethan that says that two neighbors, he crosses two neighbors' farms, dressed, so this is the one. This is perfect. They thought they were friends, but they never had the chance to have an argument. Because it's easy to be friends with someone that is just like us, right? It's really easy. They agree with us. We have everything in common. We are vegan the same. We go to the dime the same. We have the same political uh, uh, position. We agree in everything. So that's easy. You want to know if somebody is really your friend or not. You have to get into disagreement to see how both of you behave, how both of you respect each other, how both of you are more interested in finding a conversion or at least put yourself on other shoes and understand in a way that you are not so sure about your position, or maybe you understand why you have your position and why that person thinks differently than you. So issue is the one that brings disorganization and chaos in order to create the new order of everything. Once we provoke issue or we invite, it's up to you, we are inviting a bit of trouble. Indeed, we are. Because if you want to change something in our lives, chances are that you have to change a behavior. You have to understand where you are provoking everything that you are bringing to your life, how you are inviting these energies to be surrounding you. So once you understand how your, I don't like the word fault, but your participation in your reality, when you understand your truth, and then how you've been participating to create this energy that is surrounding you everywhere. You can understand, especially the projections we do on other people, the projections we do on people we don't like, I can't bear this one. I can't stand this one. Oh my goodness. Fulano, Ciclana, Jack. Fulano, Ciclana is like a random name we have in Portuguese, okay? So Fulano, Ciclana is this person that I can't stand by them. Oh my goodness, I hate this person. The way she talks about herself is so selfish. It's so egocentric. You know, this kind of stuff. When you don't have compassion to someone else, we are probably projecting our darkest shadows on this person. Or, most alike, our darkest fears. Because in Umbanda, to judge, there are a few things that we call axé stealers, axé thieves. The first one is to judge. When you're judging someone, you are giving your axé away. You are sending your axé in the opposite direction of you. When you gossip, gossip is also really dark energy. Especially because if you think about it, gossiping and judging is quite the same energy. We're not only judging, but we're sharing this judging with someone else. So gossiping, judging, and lying. These the three things that most you if you have this kind of behavior somehow in your life, even that if you think is a what you call in Portuguese that is a white lie, something to protect someone. Protect of what? Who are we to protect someone of the truth? That's a very issue question. That's why we have one of the says of Exu is that Exu killed the bird yesterday with the stone that he threw today. Because if you think about it and if you feel Exu in your life, I don't know, differently that my perspective or my reference of God, you don't really have to confess anything to Exu. He's there in your deepest shadows. He knows everything. He's, he's there in the spaces that are to be created, that are to be fulfilled. And when you think about Eshu, you're going to realize that one of the most beautiful things of Eshu, in my opinion, is his joy. It's a playful creature. All this power of being everywhere, every time, there's no limit of space and time for Eshu because this is the beginning. Without him, we wouldn't be here, according to Umbanda mythology, right? And he could be serious. He could be like depicted like an old man, serious, smart, aged by the time and experience. And yet he's there, having fun, so much fun. I think he makes fun of us because for them, we're like legal toys, legal dolls, going here and there, trying to figure how to make it happen when the truth of these crossroads relies in one of its sides. So my question for you guys now is how many sides do we have in a crossroads? How many directions we have in a crossroad? You think it's four, Antoniette?
Maybe it's 4, 5, 6, up and down and center.
Well done. And the seventh is within. So we're always going to have all these directions to choose. But if you want to go to the right direction, always go within. He relies there too. in our micro spaces, micro voids, micro voids, sorry. Sometimes my English doesn't help, but we try. And uh, when it comes to a shoe, I like to bring all the texts. Have you guys seen the video? Marco, did you send them the video I asked you? What about that video, guys? It's amazing. I love it. Oh my gosh, my class is ready. But it's a little bit different because that issue is from the Ifa tradition, and they have the killing, as we say, the killing is a uh, practice that we don't do in Umbanda. Although I must say I respect it very much because I know the way they do it, very respectful to the animals and everything. And for those who eat meat, it's quite for you to rethink your judgment about that because if you eat meat, you probably eat meat that are uh, slaughtered in a less respectful way that in what they do in Candomblé. So they do have it because they do believe in the power and the energy of blood. That in Umbanda, this blood is represented by the dende oil. So the dende palm oil represents blood and also represents fire. Whenever you place it in a, so whenever you are mixing your offering and making your praise with the dende oil, you see that there is a kind of a temperature there. You can feel it when you pour the dende oil, and it's the fluid that connects everything. It's interesting. I always wonder how and why Eshu loves it so much. If you guys haven't tried acarajé, I strongly recommend you to do so. Find yourself a chance to eat an acarajé during this course. Acarajé is known as the ball of fire. Of course, if you don't have, well, even I have strong reflux problems and everything, and I had three yesterday because I cannot resist. It's amazing. It's Yansan's food for those who have any connection with Yansan as well. Give yourself a chance to do it. It cleanses everything. It's like bring an offering into your body. It's an offering that you intake. So I strongly recommend you to do so. All this explanation is to give you guys one idea that when dealing with issue, you have there are chances of happening. Everything can happen, but you have to understand that's the big deal. That's the key of the study of issue. Instead of cursing, oh my goodness, how come it happened to me? Oh my god, that's so bad. Oh, I was not expecting for this at this moment of my life. How am I going to deal with that? How do I solve this problem? You are inviting Ishu to your life. Ask him, Ishu, how do I solve it? What help me to see what I cannot see right now? How this person that is kind of gaslighting me, how come this person is actually helpful in my life? What is this person, how is this person challenging me, or this situation, or this job, or this boss, or this friend, or this enemy? Enemy is such a very interesting word when it comes to issue. When you think about how is this challenging invite you to go deep into your soul and fears and ask yourself what is really bothering you there and why you are not taking the actions you should. What are you afraid of? Who you are afraid of? Because The ultimate person you must fear is yourself. The part of you that you are not aware, the part of you that you ignore, the part of you that you left behind somehow to please someone, to try to be accepted, to try to belong, to try to be part of something. And you are misjudging where you should belong to, where for who you should be loved by. You are looking for outside of you. Many of these times, all of these traumas and shadows have uh, its roots in an early age of ourselves because we deal with the root chakra from the age 1 to 7, the second chakra from 7 to 14, and the third chakra from 14 to 21. All of these traumas of belonging, of survival, of being part of something, of being, especially fear, is connected to the root chakra. And when you realize that your fears, once you truly dive, surrender to them, to understand your true power, you're gonna realize how Exu helps you to use this new feature that is not no longer called fear, but this feature of you, this knowledge you've developed, leading to this, dealing to its fear, you realize how it fills you up in whatever direction means happiness to you. How come you can overcome yourself? Remember, I told you the person you should have most fear of, it's yourself. You are the only one, if you think about it, you are the only one who's able to say where you want to go, where you can, where you cannot. If you're giving this permission to someone else, please take a step back and look to the situation once again. Laro Exu, Exu Mujibá. I want to salute some Exus here before we go on, before we move on. So, Laro Exu, Exu Mojubá, Laro Exu de Aileen Brown, Laro Exu de Nicole, of Nicole. I'm going to say part in Portuguese and part in English, okay, guys? Laroeixo da Mariana, Laroeixo, Exu Mojubá, Laroeixo da Antoniette, Antoniette Aurel, Laroê Mojubá, salve sua guarda, minha filha, Laroê, os Exus de Jailin Caruna, Laroê Mojubá, minha filha, todos os seus Exus, Laroê, Jeffrey Campbell, os Exus, Exu, Laroê, salve o povo do caminho aberto, salve o povo do caminho livre, salve São Zé Penintra, Laroê, Joana, Laroê, seus Exus, salve suas forças, minha irmã, salve seus guias, salve seus guardiões. Laroê, Tiffany, Exus, Laroê, minha irmã, salve seus Exus, salve seus guardiões, salve as suas forças, Tiffany. Laroê, Angélica, Maria Angélica Polancos, Laroê, os seus guardiões. Laroê, Exu Mojubá, Laroê, Ray, Tang, your issues, may God bless all of them. May they bless you back, sister. All your pets are open from now on. Laroê, Marco Jabur, Laroê, salve seus Exus, meu irmão. Salve todos os Exus que te protegem. Laroê, Vanessa Flores, todos os seus. Laroê, seus Exus, minha irmã. Laroê, salve seus caminhos abertos, minha irmã. Laroê. There's a Zoom user that I don't know the name. Could you say your name, Zoom user? Ah, Laroye. Exu Mojubá. Ah, Laroye Indy. Indira, minha filha, Laroye, sua. Ah, Laroye, seus Exus, Laroye, seus guardiões, Indy. Todos os seus caminhos abertos, minha filha, todos os seus caminhos abertos. Daqui para cada passo que você dê na vida. Laroye, Exu, Exu Mojubá. Salve, Exu Trovão, salve seus sete catacumbas, salve Exu Morcego, salve seu capa preta, salve Exu do Cruzeiro, salve Exu Tridente, salve Exu Tata Caveira, salve Sete Cobras, salve Tranca-Rua, salve Exu Mistério. Okay. I think I missed someone, but I can't. There is a Zoom user that I don't really. I'm sorry, I can't see the name. So sorry if I missed you, brother or sister. Guys, could anyone share with me how was the bath for Ishu? How did you feel? Yes, go ahead.
Um, Hi, this is Mariana. I loved bathing with cachaça. At the moment, I'm living in Santorini. It's a volcano and it's very dry. So I could not find, we don't have any of these plants. So I used red peppers and a bit of black pepper for the infusion. I hope that was okay. But I love
If you
black.
are okay,
Yeah, I
if
love
you're
it. I
okay,
always have
okay.
them with me. I eat them. I love them very much. So
Okay.
it was what it was, and it was very powerful, especially the part with the alcohol and then the dreams.
Hmm,
Yeah.
that's my favorite part. I love them. Please journal them. It's very important. During this course, you're going to have a lot of dreams. And if you want to share, talk to me. I'm 24/7 available whenever you want. Okay, sister?
Thank you.
To talk about, to help you to interpret it, all of you, if to help you to interpret the dreams you might have, because the shoe plays in the symbolic realm of this reality. So it's important to be connected to that. And Cole, thank you, Mariana. Thank you, Mariana. Mariana, só uma coisa, just a second, Cole. Mariana, você é louca, filha. Você, ó, pimenta, pepper.
But I love the red pepper. I always eat them. I love spicy.
Your issue must be happy.
Yes.
So please take care with your eyes always, okay? Just
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, of course.
okay. Thank you, thank you. Go ahead, call my sister.
Yes. Well, my intention was to wake up and do it at midnight coming into Monday. And yeah, but the alarm went off and I don't usually sleep a lot, but the last several days, I mean, like rock, like the body is just cement in the bed, having a hard time even getting up, so tired, so wild. Um, and so this morning when I got up to give the bath and I used the red carnation and I worked with rum. Um, and yeah, the level of just how energizing it was to work with the alcohol. I mean, I remember you saying, okay, take a deep breath and go through, and able to like sit there in my shower in my new place and breathe through my chakras and to feel the just the energy that was, yeah, very cooling in effect as well. Cooling, burning, energizing. It was yeah, really, it was really neat. And then was able, I had read somewhere weeks and weeks ago that there's something about a crossroads that goes in like 7 blocks in either direction being particularly powerful. And I don't know that I quite found that, but I did my absolute best and was able to go and give a small offering, which was really lovely. It's something I've been doing with my issue this summer as I've been trying to integrate and work a little bit more with these energies and just some of the guidance in my own process. But yeah, it was really beautiful. So I had hoped, my intention was to do it last night. So I will hold space for dreams this evening. And as we continue, I don't often remember my dreams, but when I journey in them, I remember. So I'm hoping that this process will continue to just open the path as well for just more communication with my own dream time and being able to have the support of that and, my Ori and many other things to be able to come and speak to me through that space. So yeah, really neat. Thank you so much.
Ashe, cool. Ashe, beautiful. Yeah, there are interesting herbs that I have to go after that. I have a sister who told me about interesting herbs that provoke dreams that we could add to this batch of ours during this study. It can be really interesting, considering this is a symbolic study, and the language of Ishu and all the language of all these entities are symbolic. So dreams are extremely important, especially the way, because some dreams can be challenging once you are awaking, recalling it. But you have to remember how you were feeling during the dream about that thing, because this is the key to understand if it was a good or bad thing. And dreams of persecution, that people are behind you, or police or whatever, these are probably, you must know that this is your unconscious trying to really call your attention off something. Anybody else would like to share?
Me,
Angelica,
yes.
go ahead,
I
sister.
was not gonna share, but it's very interesting that you mentioned police because, well, first day I found cachaça here upstate New York, which I was like, oh my God, a bottle of, it's a Sao Paulo cachaça. I'm like, okay. So I same, I never did this bath before, so I was really unaware what's going, like, what's the body reaction, and I experienced, yeah, like the heat after just putting it, and I did the infusion with ginger because I couldn't find the with the anyway, and then but it was very good. I mean, it was no, perhaps because I'm working and I had to go later, sleep in a different house. The energy wasn't so high. I did have several dreams, and one of them was about the police. Police came to my house, and and I knew I committed a crime, but like long time ago. But at the same time, I have dreamed before with this, but this time was different because I knew that I wasn't feeling guilty anymore. It was really interesting, this dream. It was like I always have felt like this guilt when the police come and I know I did something, like I witnessed something, and I don't know. And now the police come and I feel like this really, like I feel no guilt. And then my house was open. I feel comfortable with the police. I ended up being really close with the police, and then he left, and I was just feeling like, okay, something is still happening, but I just had I had this feeling in the dream. If I don't feel this guilt, everything is just, I'm not going to track this anymore. That's one of the dreams I had. So I'm just sharing it because you mentioned this about police.
It's very common. It's very common that that you've been chased by police or by wild animals or even pets. Go ahead, Joe. Thank you, Angelica. Thank you for sharing.
Can I share too? Um, so I took your advice of making it a point not to order it on Amazon and to go to like get it from a store. And the first store I went to in Brooklyn, they didn't have any. And I decided like not to go for the easy option of like, okay, there's ramen gin. I was like, let me try to get cachaça. So um I went into Manhattan and the store that I went into, I asked like the person that was working there, if they had cachaça, and he said, "Well, I don't know, but you should talk to this woman who works there." So it turns out that she's Brazilian. So when I mentioned I was doing a bath, she knew exactly like um basically they had like this a whole range of cachaças, and she said like, well, what sort of caipirinha are you making? I was like, no, I'm making a bath. And then she was like, oh, then you want this one, like Ishu likes this one. It was very interesting, and she was like very excited to hear of somebody else who had heard of Umbanda, which was amazing. And then that night when I had a dream, it's so interesting people are mentioning police, because I had a dream that like me and my partner in crime had like robbed a bank, and the FBI were after us. And so, but like apparently the FBI were onto us, and so they had um managed to replace some of the bills in 3 of the locations we were going for with fake notes. So my partner in crime was saying, okay, we can spend the money in the other 7 out of 10, but the 3 out of 10, the notes are being tracked right now, so don't spend them. And I was like, but how will anyone figure out? He's like, don't test it. Just like don't like tempt fate with the FBI. We're already free. We got away with 7 out of 10 of the money. That's great. Let's just stay out of jail. So I just thought I'd share. I also had police in my dreams.
But there is an interesting key for you there, sister, of the numbers of the notes.
Okay.
That's a key for you. So if you can pay attention to that, it's going to be helpful for you to bear in mind these numbers that say it's okay for you, the numbers that say it's not okay. It's going to, every time you go to a place or a hotel or something, you check the sum of the numbers, and if the numbers are okay, you know that you are good.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you
Okay.
for sharing, Joe. Beautiful, beautiful. Just a second, Jarlene. Vanessa has raised her hand before.
Hey, hi guys. So, I've had not so much dreams, but just things happening and a different kind of awareness. And what I mean is, I interact with a lot of people. I'm in sales all day long, every day. And a lot of times I let things slide, or I have to see certain things through in certain ways, and then sometimes I'm finding myself more flexible in ways just so I can have other options. You know what I mean? Like I'm seeing it come through in not only my work but in the way that I'm dealing with people, and I'm also the way I'm making my decisions, if that makes sense.
Mm.
And what I mean is, like, I find sometimes that I want to be real clear. And if I can see a multitude of outcomes and somebody is approaching me, I had this happen today where I knew right away that we were not seeing eye to eye on something, and I needed to be very clear about it because the consequence of stepping over into the other way was very apparent. So it's like, as I'm working with Ishu, I'm seeing more the consequences to my, like, a lot of times people think that not making an action is no action.
Mm.
And this is, like they say, the way to hell is paved with good intentions, but people don't understand that even when you don't make an action, you're still making an action. So with Ishu, he's been coming very strong to just show me and open my eyes with the relationships that I'm holding and managing and the way that I'm moving, to understand the nature of both sides. If that makes sense.
Thank you so much. It makes a lot of sense. Jarlene, if you allow me, there's something I want to share after what Vanessa said because it's totally connected to this course itself. I was playing the cowrie shells with the mother of saint that take care of my Ori here in Brazil. And she said something like, I have seen stubborn people in my life, but like you, I have never. And I was so like, oh my goodness, what am I struggling? What am I doing wrong? My question was that because there were several people, several different mothers of saints and healers and medicine people saying, you are so stubborn. You're so stubborn. It was like, gosh, I have left everything in my life but my husband. I won't left him. I like him so much. I don't want to do that. And then after a while, I realized that I was stuck in not doing this course, in not following this calling that I've been having for what, 10 years now. Because I was hidden behind someone, behind the role of serving someone instead of this work that I had the call, because I was not believing in myself, because I was struggling with my inner traumas, with my inner child, and blah 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 blah, lá do eixo. All of a sudden, Yeshu came to me and he looked into my eyes and said, "Stop wasting time. Life is way too short for you. Hide yourself behind whoever. You, and I'm talking to you, all of you, in each one of you now. You are the protagonist of your life. You are here to shine happiness, to reverberate such a happiness and realization and fulfillment that you are here to inspire other people. All of you. You're here to to have ownership of your happiness, to have ownership of your lifetime. The lifespan we have here, if you think about it, the period we are young, the period we spend sleeping, losing time. If you think about it, the sum of it is really short. So we're here to be happy. And Eshu is the one who, once we learn how to read them or eat in our lives, he's here to help us. So if you are afraid, go with fear anyway. Take your fear by the hand and jump. Se joga. Jump with fear and you see what happens. It's going to at least bring a very interesting experience for you. So thank you for sharing, Vanessa. It was quite connected to my own thing with the shoe, the last speech he gave to me. So it was really nice. Thank you so much. Jalin, Karuna sister.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna share my experience. So the day after I took the bath, I received a phone call from, or no, like a voice message from the father of my son, and it was really hard. Like it was very mean and like, toxic and then I realized like, and I'm in this process right now to like get him to sign passport and he doesn't want to. And then I think like and then there was also this thing of like, oh my God, I should have denounced this, this relationship like long time ago. And why did I never do that? You know? And it was just like right in the middle of like such a good time in my life right now. And I thought, oh my God, like what's going on? And then I realized just everything what you said, Juliana, about like what do okay, he's gonna help me find a better way. And I realized like within these 24 hours or 48 hours, because I did the bath like 2 days ago, I think it was. Within from that time until now, I realized that I've been holding on to this like trauma of just always being nice, like jogo de cintura, which I don't know how to translate that in English, but I've been doing that my whole life, like for like the last since like 2000 and I don't know, like so many years, and I'm kind of sick of it now. And then I was like, and it was the first time that I don't feel afraid of the police anymore, or to be able to denounce like what was happening. I don't feel afraid at all. I'm just like, I deserve this peace in my heart, like deep peace. And it was exactly like you said, like I could reach a little bit further in, like that was the direction, to reach further inside me, to find this through Eshu, through this direction of like finding deep peace. And this was a huge breakthrough and huge healing for me. And it just, the story just goes on, but I don't feel like, I don't think I should talk too much. But
You
anyways,
should.
that was related to like
Well,
what, everyone is saying, like the police, and then like this, and so Laroye.
I think we
how
can
do
all
you?
relate in our own way, Jaylene. So don't feel self-conscious about anything you share. We love you and thank you for being open enough to share with us.
Thank you, Jailin. Thank you. And this is exactly what it is. When all of you are here, this course is not something that I'm here to sit and bring you my story and myself. This course, it it should teach us through the interaction. So that's why I encourage all of you to communicate, to bring your stories, to bring, this is a safe space for you to share whatever it is, because remember, judgment is the last thing that is welcome here. So feel free to share and to open yourself, because uh, when I when you try Eshu and its energy and all the other entities and orishas that we're going to talk about, and you bring it to the class, you bring this option as well. Because if for Eshu everything is possible, I cannot enclose everything in my explanation. Go ahead, Jiley.
Yeah, I just wanted to add one thing like that was very crucial also in this like evolution or transformation, in breaking this pattern that I have, like from my traumas and from my way of life. It was crucial that I had like this community to talk to. That was very, very important, because if I didn't have, like, actually like a day ago, I was freaking out. Like I even cried. I was like, "Oh my God." And I actually talked to Juliana. I talked to you, Joe, as well, right? I almost called you Vanessa. But just this like group, is already such a
Anytime.
powerhouse, like to help each other. So I'm just very grateful for everyone that's here. So thank you.
Indeed, my sister, indeed. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for opening this space, and thank you for your words, because it's been very, very helpful for us, all of us too. Your experience enriches our experience. Thank you so much. Eileen, my sister, go ahead.
Hi. So yesterday I was like feeling kind of tired, and then when I had the,
Hangover?
yeah, a little bit, but I drink a lot of water too. And it's very hot and very dry here because there are like wildfires everywhere in Brazil right now, like in a lot of places. So the air quality is, so you're just tired all the time because the air is uh, very bad. But then after I had the bath, it was like revigorating and I felt light again and it just felt right, and it was very good to feel the cachaça on my body. But I still take antidepressants, so I don't remember my dreams very much, and so I haven't had any dreams so far. Um, yeah, I have a hard time remembering them.
Yeah, it's part of the process, sister. Don't worry, they are there. And whenever Shu wants you something really important for you to recall, you will. So, and I know that you've been a very good student. You're doing your macumba. Your macumba is updated. You're there, so don't worry. But that's very important. Oops, sorry guys. Nobody hurt, right? It's just, yeah. So there's an important thing also to mention. Thank you, Eileen and Jailin, for reminding me, because as I said, everything of those who have already had an experience with the shoe and offerings and works and umbandaime and so on are mostly welcome to share it here. That's why I keep asking Jeff, Vanessa, and Rachel, because they were here in the last edition, so they know more and they know for longer this connection with the shoe. And this experience they had now is more mature. And so they are experiencing it in they're experiencing it in other levels, in other layers. So it's really nice for us to hear their experience as well. That's why I like them to share, and that's why I request you all to share all the time, because we are talking about layers. A shoe is the sphere, remember? So we access its energy through layers of ourselves, layers of relationships, layers of everything. So each layer we reach, each layer we get consciousness. It's a piece in the puzzle that we already fit or we know will be fit in time. Okay? Jailin, would a crystal ball be a symbol of a shoe? Any sphere. Sphere. Any sphere. If you want to tattoo a shoe, you can choose a perfect sphere. That's the meaning of his name. That's the idea. It's interesting because a shoe has its phallic aspect, that it's connected to vitality. And you see that a shoe, that's a very interesting aspect of a shoe if you think about it. And I'm sorry if there are no children in the place, right, Jarlene? Salomon is not there, is it? Do you have the phones, your earphones or whatever? It would be nice. Now is the time Juju start to talk palavrão, big words. By the way, in advance, forgive me if I offend anyone. It's just part of the process. Not to offend anyone, but to say big words sometimes.
I'm sorry, it's not working. I just told him to go in the bathroom for a sec.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, about this thing of the vitality of a shoe, it's about the phallus, right? If you think about the shoe phallus, it's always erected. It means energy, power, ready to go. It's not something that is in a few moments that I can heat up. It's floppy anyhow. No, it's ready to go. This is the symbol of a shoe. And it doesn't belong to man. We do have these phallus of energy. It's right here in our root chakra. So if you have the chance to exercise, to sweat, to feel strong, kickboxing, whatever, something that makes you feel, stronger than anybody else and than yourself before, that's the one of you I'm looking for. To be strong, to be ready to go. No fear. No fear, it's not to be stupid. No fear is to be sharp. Because once you are connected to this energy, you can release him from the bathroom now, sister. I feel sorry for Solomon. So yeah, you can once you feel that you're ready to go. Just a second. And
Hi, Salama.
you feel this energy, and you feel this energy because you're connected to a shoe. And even if you feel fear, sometimes I do have fear. Of course I do. I'm in a foreign country. I'm far from my family. Far from home. I with a fantastic family here. Although I'm kind of new to them too. So it's always an interference and being intrusive and being, an alien here somehow. Discounting their house and everything. And I try my best to not invade their space. I do have my fears, but in my case, it's impossible to go without any fear. Zero fear. No, 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 zero. We do have fears, of course we do. But I know where she lives. I know how to support my inner Juju, my little Jujuzinha. I was small once. For those who know me in person, believe me, I was little once. I was. And it was really beautiful when I met this girl. She's wild. And when I met her and I say, you know what? Instead of hiding you or protecting you from life, you take me. Let's go. Let's go. Where you always want to be? What was your dream? What would you do now? And that's another important thing. When you are in doubt in your life, you have not sure where to go, what to do. Should I go? Should I stay? Should I say yes? Should I say no? You can recall your Preta Velha. How do you do that? Not the Preta Velha, the entity, yourself, the elder that relies in your future. And you can ask this elder, back there, what do you think I should have done? The answer is always very interesting. And this is connecting to Exu as well, because Exu has no space nor time. Once the medium realizes it, you can access yourself in any moment of this existence. And when you are well trained with a lot of practice, you can reach any one in this planet at any time. I had this insight in a mushroom ceremony because we are connected to almost everyone through our DNA. So we have sparks. We have these sparks of everyone inside ourselves. I have a little bit of each one of you in some strain of my DNA, and so do you. So if you need to talk to someone that you are not being able, because this person doesn't talk to you, because it's not possible to reach, you lost contact or something, sit down in meditation. Invite Eshu to take you there. Close your eyes and find this person within. You can become this person when you talk to her or to him. Then you're connected. Don't forget to thank Eshu afterwards and just surrender it to the universe. Whatever needed to be said was said. I asked for forgiveness. I gave forgiveness. I understood. I understood the fear. place. I understood the compassion place. I understood because there's no good and evil. People are just light and shadows. That's pretty much it. It for Exu. Meus amores, my beloved ones. I would like to answer some questions if there are. Jeff, you look like you want to ask something.
I look like I want to ask something, or you want to ask me something?
No, you were like, I say, yeah, it feels like you want to ask something. What you?
I
No,
know.
it's okay if you're not.
No, I didn't. I was just thinking back to last time we did this class, and well, so I'll what I will share is I did my bath right before this class, so the magic is just beginning for me. I don't have any stories for that yet, but I don't know if you remember last time I was traveling with the Hawaii team for like the first whole month of the class. So I missed
Yes.
one, and then yeah. So anyway, I'm feeling much better about this, but I didn't have anything at this time that I was specifically thinking of, other than I'm glad that I've created some space for myself this time. And Laura issue.
Laroye show. I'm glad you're here too, brother. Thank you so much. And this is a good sharing. To feel good is a good sharing. In this case, in this class specifically, this class, to feel good is a good sharing, but to feel bad sometimes is a good sharing too. Because sometimes we do feel bad about um, something we are carrying that we don't want, some load we don't want, or yeah, another thing that steals your ashe is the feeling of guilt or remorse. Guys, if you by any chance, I don't believe any of you have it, but if by any chance any of you carry this kind of feeling in your heart, ask your Shu to bring clarity for it. Because if you want to exercise compassion in life, of course, you all know that the first one we have to be compassionate with is ourselves, right? So guilty, remorse, this kind of stuff, it doesn't really fit the spiritual path anyway. Especially those things that we've done. This is so issue, all the mistakes. Because I don't know if you guys know, even with this broken English I have, I do teach English here in Brazil. And it's we learn there's this Cambridge method to learn young adults and adults as a second language, that mistakes are incredibly welcome. Because if you do anything right by chance, you didn't learn. So if you have the chance to do a mistake and you are really aware of why you did it and what was your intention in doing it and why it was wrong or what you could have done differently, you learned. Little star for you guys. You win a star in your notebook. You did right. So mistakes, for instance, the student write the sentence in the wrong order. And when I say, no, it's a little bit different than that, some students, they get their pen and they use that pen like, or they rip the page off trying to get rid of that mistake. And I say, please don't do it. It's just one line over it and you do the correct one above it. Otherwise, if you can't remember your mistake, the chances are that you're going to do the same mistake again. So don't erase your mistakes. They are part of you. They're part of us. That's why we're here. And we can be better next time because we learned with our mistakes. We can be a better daughter, better sister, a better friend, a better boss, a better employee, a better whatever, because we learned. If you don't have the chance to learn, and this is so issue. Issue brings the hard time so you can improve. I hope you all are ready for the offering next week. I am organizing my schedule on Google Calendar for those who are online. Guys, try to do it. You, Jeffy, try to do it on Monday. Monday is the day of issue, is the day of the left. So you're better connected. You have a energetic window to operate. I'm going to give you some texts on offering. One of them I wrote today because I gave you some options from the basics to a more elaborated one. But also Marco has prepared a fantastic text on different issues offerings. I would ask you to just do the one of the three offerings I give you in the if you have never done. I'm gonna ask you to do one of the three offerings I offer in the text. The basic firmness for a shoe, offering one option, offering two option. Because you will be connected with your shoe, it's going to ask you and give you insights, and something's going to shine out of the shelf in front of your eyes, and things are going to happen. But if you have never done it, it's important for you to open this connection through these recipes. Basic one, go simple. Choose to be simple always. Elaborate ones are very tempting. We want to do everything for you. Once you realize how a shoe is operating in your life, you say, I'm gonna buy a house for a shoe. I'm gonna bring a car. The car tag will be a shoe. It starts to trip sometimes. You have to simple, keep it simple. I know, Joe. You have no idea. I've seen a car with a car tag issue in Brazil. Guys are like, issue. It's a big fan club, but yeah. Uh, Keep it simple. Do it from your heart, connected. You have the playlist. There are other playlists on Spotify. You can find playlists on YouTube Music and SoundCloud with issue with X, with S or SHU. You can any of these names you will find amazing playlists. Okay, just avoid Kimbanda playlists for now. Okay, they can be heavy lyrics. Antoinette, go ahead, please.
No, I just thought to share because I didn't share. Is that
Please share.
so? I also just did my bath before the call, but I live in a very isolated place in the countryside, and we don't have a car right now. So I was like, oh no, where am I going to get this thing? And then our friend, a neighbor friend, is going through a divorce, going through a hard time. So he came, and so he wanted to have a healing session. So basically, I asked him to buy me. He got some gin for me and got some red carnations, and he came yesterday with it. And it was like an exchange, actually. And then it was interesting, but because the healing session itself, it was very, very like he had these snakes inside him, and it was like extracting this energy of the snakes, and very, very like, whoa, it was but it was interesting, but it was really doing shadow work, but he was very open to and very full of humility to see these shadows. So that was very interesting that that was the way it happened, that I was able to get the alcohol, the gin. But I love issue. I just love issue, and I'm just so happy to be here because it's just been like I just feel the issue so much, and so it's just so yeah, I'm just so happy to be here. Like you don't even know. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Antoinette. I can feel it. I
Yeah,
can feel it. Thank you so much for sharing that. All of you for attending here. I'm so honored, honestly, to serve your issues and your guardians and to be able to open this communication in between you guys. Oh my goodness, such an honor. Angelica,
Wow, first, I am so happy to hear this happen to Antoniette. My God. And I just have a question. You mentioned that there was a movie, and you say, Marco, did you share this movie? Were you talking about the Shadow Effect movie, or is another movie?
no, it's another movie. It's
Okay, where is the
the
link?
Marco. Do you have it there, Eileen, to share with them?
Yes, I'm gonna share it. It's in the email where they sent the recording of the extra class.
Okay, thank you.
But I'm gonna send it
Yes.
here.
By the way, I'm going to communicate with you guys always through email, and that I'll leave the group only for sharings on the daily things that are happening. Oh, Juliana, there was a shoe by my door. What should I do? This kind of stuff. Invite them to come in always. Because if you have an issue, your personal issue, your protection, because, okay, things I have to mention before we end the class. I get too excited and I have to remember I'm teaching here. So we have our personal issue, the one who are with us since we were first created has a spark. So it's our garden issue. This issue doesn't work, it doesn't give service, and it doesn't give atendimento. Okay? This issue is there for you. If you feel any kind of danger, and if you feel if you're under any risk or somehow, you invite your personal issue. You can make this offering for this issue as well. You can make the offering to the Orisha issue, and you can make the offering to any issue of those seven thrones. Remember, I taught the class about the seven thrones, 14 orishas. So each orisha has a kind of a general issue. General, I say general, the military position. He's general there in his army, and he commands all the other issues under it. I don't gonna bring the numbers because the numbers is annoying. Honestly, seven under, seven under, it's kind of annoying. But if you think about it, you must know that there's a main orisha under each main issue under each orisha, and this issue commands all the other issues. And when you think, let's say you are dealing with problems with the law. I shouldn't started by this example, but I did. So issue is always right. Okay. If you are have any problems with law and you ask issue to help justice to be made, be aware because sometimes we don't know how fair or not some situations are against us because sometimes we don't know the things we carry from past lives or commitments or vows we have done and we break in past lives and so on. So you can ask to issue to help you to clear out the situation, to make the best result for both sides. Remember, we cannot sit in the throne of justice instead of Shango in Shango's lap. Say, "Hey, Shango is my buddy, though." It's not exactly how it happens. So you can ask Shango or the issues that work for Shango to help you to clear out the situation, to bring balance back. This is a good request. If you have trouble in the matters of the heart, okay, you can ask Eshu. That's a good one. Okay, I like it. You can ask Eshu to clear the way of all trash that is waiting for you there. Please get rid of the trash. I don't want to meet trash boys anymore. I want to meet trash girls anymore. I please clear the way. Just take them out of my way. If they see me, I make me in a way that I can't see them. That's something to ask for issue. Not to find someone. Please, guys, Exu is not Santo Antonio. Exu is not the one who brings a partner for us. He clears out the way, but he doesn't bring a partner. We're gonna get to Pombagira and then we're gonna talk about that. Okay? Pombagira is the one who brings, but Exu, nah, don't try it. Please don't. Viu, Mariana? Where's Mariana? The pepper girl. Don't do it. Okay, Mariana. Obrigada. Thank you so much. Yeah. So I think that's covered. We have issue the lines of work. You read in the text, right? The lines of work and the Orisha issue. So we have the ultimate or the primary representative of the Orisha issue, the one that was there in the creation of the universe. Of course, it doesn't incorporate in no one here on earth because none of us has a strong structure to be able to hold such energy. We would blast all of it. It's too strong. We don't. There are certain levels of issues, even issue orisha, that we are able to connect or even incorporate, but it's never going to be the general one. Okay, just for you guys to do not do any kind of mistake in order of doing that. We can feel its presence though, because there are places that there are this kind of a big horned guys holding the whole situation, like playing the game, watching the game, and influencing it. But we don't really incorporate them. Questions. By the way, breaking curses. Eshu is fantastic to break curses. If you don't have a daughter of Yamin Shorunga in within this group, I don't know if she's here, but Indy is one Yamin Soronga's daughter. So if you have uh, those family curses and things, it's kind of hard to break things, especially curses and the negative magic that you feel it was spell against you. You can ask Eshu. Then you can ask to Eshu of Nana, specifically Eshu of Nana. Or Yansan, also really good. And cover Exu, entidade, orixá, oferenda, esfera, universo, macro, micro. I think we can call it a class. Angelica, go ahead.
Thank you. Last question. Actually, my
feel free.
my ex-husband, after I
Yes.
entered the Daimi, he went to our work with Padrino Alfredo, and after that, where he confessed to me, he had been doing black magic for like 3 years before we got back together. And before that, I have found this person in his wallet, and he said, "What is this?" And he said, "Oh, I did this for my ex." And I said, "Why you still carrying them in your wallet?" After that was like a spiritual thing there. But anyway, it taught me a lot because also I started a relationship not in a good tone. So anyway, I learned a lot. But I always thought about, but okay, I think that's it, that's gone, that's already, and I feel that is really good already. But the last ceremony I went, this guy energy came to me out of the nowhere, like this, like it's here somewhere, this energy. So that you mentioned this is very helpful, because then, yeah, perhaps I'll reach out to you in private to see maybe what's best way to do the ritual, with the issue of Nana for that matter.
Yeah, I can help you. I can help you to teach you a specific offering I receive, but I have a hint that here, because you're going to be in the in-person workshop, you can ask issue. Don't underestimate the power of asking them. Don't, because true, the truth is that once you ask, and if you're not addressing this, okay, if you're not addressing this question to any specific entity, God, goddesses, whatever, chances are that, oh, I'm asking to the universe. Who's holding the universe? So asking to issue. Yeah, he's going to bring it. He's going to answer you back. And the way he does is so beautiful, my dear brothers and sisters. It's so beautiful because you might be in a bus and all of a sudden you sit next to people that are talking about something out of the blue, and the answer, one of the sentences they say, fits perfectly for your question. And you are listening to a radio. You are randomly get to a radio station and there's a radio program, radio show, and all of a sudden someone talks to, Eureka, that's it. Or someone comes to you with a problem that is slightly different, but you stop to hear them. And then when they talk to the problem to you, sometimes they bring their own answer and it shows to you. It's going to appear to you in a way that is only for you, and you're going to realize it. That's the most beautiful part. And the worst part is that you cannot be looking for it. That's hard. That was hard for me. You cannot be looking for it. It's at the end. I'm going to talk to that person. No, it doesn't happen like this. It happens. It's kind of out of the blue.
Thank you.
Okay. So I talk to you here. And Ray, I haven't heard your voice today. Are you there? How was your bath?
Yes, the bath was pretty good. I did it in dark because the light in my bathroom went out, so I couldn't see anything. But then the alcohol was so strong. I did casa. I was like coughing. I have been sober for like the last 2.5 years, so that amount of liquor is like way too much for me. But it was great. Before I think a few hours I did the bath, I was in an extremely bad mood. Because of the conversation I had with my mom. It's like an ongoing struggle with her. I'm not gonna get into the details, but pretty much like she was criticizing my life completely. Um, and then I was like, there's nothing I can do today to make me in a better mood. There's nothing. But then after I did the bath, everything, I was like, oh my God, I suddenly feel so joyful. Like, I don't know, where does this happiness come from? Um, and then this morning I woke up and then I just text my mom. I never text her, but the conversation I had with her was so bad. It was like repressed anger, trauma, everything. It came out. I just text her like 5, 6 message telling her like not like telling her she did wrong, but giving stuff that she is giving her baggage back to her. Like I have never done this.
Claro, yeah.
Many years I was just being a good girl. Whatever she says, I take it. But this is really the first time in the last, I'm 34 years old, but in the last 34 years, I actually like stand up for myself. And then I was like, where did this courage come from? I didn't even know.
Claro,
Yes.
yeah.
When you mentioned like Ishu has this ready to go sexual energy, then I got it. I was like, okay, that's the energy because ready to confront my mom. So yeah, it was amazing. Thanks for yeah asking me about it.
Thank you for sharing, Ray. Thank you. It's amazing. I especially like the part of the energy goes out, you did in the darkness. So I'm gonna try that. I haven't tried it yet. So cool. I love it. Thank you. Well, Tiffany, are you there? Would you like to share anything?
Yeah, I'm here. Um, well, when I did the bath, like I felt called to put the rum here and then on the neck, run it down and back again. Then I used roses and
Okay.
I thought it wasn't that hot, but it was hot because when I was pouring it like to clear off the rum, the thing was hot. So I had to add some more water to the thing. And after that, I was dancing for a while because there was this, I think, the salute thing when you're supposed to, I can't remember what is it now. Leroy Eshu. What is the other half?
Laroye Exu, Exu Mojubá.
Okay,
Mojuba.
Manjuba, because I wasn't exactly sure how to call it, so I was attempting something, but the music that I have, because I don't have Spotify, I use YouTube. So whatever was playing was like it sounded almost of what I needed to be saying. So it just worked out with that at the same time as I was doing the whole ritual. Ritual. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. With the pouring of
I,
the whatnot and whatnot. So after that with the dancing or whatnot, I tried my best not to look at screen. So I left the music on, I went to bed. And I know I had like a serious dream, but I can't even remember the dream. But the only thing that I could remember is like I have to put coins in the back of the yard and in front of the yard of where I was. And then I forgot about that during my day. So I went to the bank and remembered it. Like, oh boy, I have to go back and do that before I continue my day. But I found like Friday till now, like, well, I mean, overall, I've been noticing that I've been called to what's his name, Baron Samedi, right? And then after I start hearing Papa Legba before I started the course, but like I'm finding myself picking up different stuff that I need to add to my because I have different altars, but I have not completing any of them. So it's like when you're talking about the sphere now, I've been called for like more like I don't know, maybe 2 weeks that I could remember to buy like this sphere on Amazon. And I'm just like, why? Why all of a sudden I'm being
really?
called to these things? And like Corey shells, I picked up that some time ago, put it on the altar. I'm just like, yeah. I'm just going with the flow. But the more that I hear everybody else talking, it's like, yeah, these things are happening. And then I had a job for 5 years well, I'm a truck driver of 10 years, but 5 years I've been driving for this company that especially now it's like it's not a good feeling. So I quit that on Friday. So I, I'm feeling good. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with my life, but
Laroye,
I'm feeling good. So I see
Laroye,
where this is
menino.
lining up to. Yeah, so this is nice.
Laroye, Laroye, Tiffany. Amazing. Oh my God, I couldn't, I could not close this class without this sharing of you. Thank you so much. This was
Oh,
so
thank you
cool.
guys.
This is so cool.
Juliana, at the
This
last
is fear to
class,
have it there.
I was the one that was in a lot of transition. So she's
Yes.
exactly where, it's like when you Eshu is coming into your life, some paths are gonna close, some are gonna open, and you may not understand why. But
Yeah.
like for me, there was a lot of things going around me that I could feel but not see. And I didn't
Hmm.
necessarily understand, but I felt that there was something. And Eshu truly just moved me out of the way from whatever was around me that was not in my favor and opened up the doors for me in different directions so that I was unharmed, untouched, and nothing landed on me. And I was just, smooth sailing in my direction. And it was, if you're feeling this, it's a beautiful thing
Yeah.
that you feel good with clear, you don't sound like you have any anxiety.
Nah.
It's like she said with the dream. It's a how you
Yeah.
feel. And if there's a trust, that means there's something there carrying you and walking with you, you know? So a lot
Definitely.
of
I could feel it. I
that way.
feel it.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Thank you, guys.
Amazing.
Hmm.
Claro, Exu. Exu é Mojubá. My dear family, is there any other question would you like to place before I wrap up this class today? Go ahead, Antoinette.
I want, so when is the next in-person class?
It's going to be next week on Sunday, 15th. The 15th, yes.
Okay, I can't. Okay.
But I'm going to, yeah, there is in the forms, I have all the dates and the
Yes.
classes.
Yes. Okay.
Are you planning to come to New York to the city?
No, but Sunday I'm teaching, so I can't come.
Yeah,
But I would love to if I
Sunday.
can.
It's Sunday evening.
Ah. Mm.
It's Sunday evening from because with Eshu we always work after sunset. Remember? So
So is it 7 to
exactly
10?
why? Yeah, 7 to 10. Exactly why, Ray? Because Eshu navigates well in the dark. That's why I like Ray's bath. It was amazing. So, guys, I think Antoinette, I'll
Thank
give
you.
you. Let me know any in how I can help you anyway. Okay, you
Okay.
have my phone number, so I'm here 24/7. Sometimes I take longer to answer, but you know, people know me. You're gonna have the chance to know me, and
I
as
am
soon as I have
available.
the chance, I answer. And Angelica, have you
Eh,
raised your hand?
Yeah, the
Yes.
Sunday 15 is online as well, like for the people that
No,
cannot
no,
make it
Sunday.
in person.
No. Sunday 15 is only in person for the in-person group, for the hybrid group, and uh, and the online group must do their offering on Monday evening at any time before the sun rising on Tuesday.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Mariana?
I have a practical question. So on a shoe first, you write that the trident has a neutral tip, which is the center tip, and then that
Yes.
the right tip is positive and radiating. So I assume that the left tip is absorbing.
Yes. Actually, the whole thing is the left tip is the absorbing one. I was reading this today and I realized I didn't mention the left tip, but yes, it's an absorbing one. But also, there is an interesting thing about the trident as well that I placed there that the square trident is for Ishu and the round one for Pombagira. But actually, there are issues that use the round trident, and there are pombagiras that use the square trident. Okay, this is something that was I got it from a book that I read, but after realizing in practice, and I do have a shoe. My shoe Marabou has a round trident. He showed me, and I realized I had to bring that too. So the possibilities of the tridents are huge, and it's a very powerful symbol.
Thank you.
And okay, I just got an intuition to share something with you that I shared with Jailin. There is a mandinga. Mandinga is a way we have in Brazil to say spell. If someone uh, disturb you somehow, uh, and something that is kind of this person might be bothering you by any chance, you can do the freezing name. So how do you do the freezing name? You write the name of this person in a paper, in a white piece of paper. You write the full name of this person, and you put inside the triangle, and you design over the name of this person the round fork. But this round fork has actually 5 tips because you have let me draw it here. Because it's not supposed to harm no one. Actually, it's quite the opposite. If the person is meant to harm you somehow, you just will freeze this idea. Peraí, let me take this blurring thing. Just a second. Desfocar, ok, focado. Open the camera. Juliana, vai. Can you see? You do this symbol, and the name of the person is right here in the first line. You ask for your left guardians to take this person to a better situation in their lives, take them to be very happy, very fulfilled, any other side of the planet. Ask them to forget about you, your existence. Like, please clear my figure, my image, my name, my history, my remembrances, everything clear out of this person's memory. I don't want this person to be thinking on me. You wish them to go to a very happy place, to something that takes their entire time in a way they don't gonna have any free time to do any harm or to try to bother you anyhow. So yes, it's powerful. And name in the paper, fold it 7 times in the bottom back there of your freezer. They will never come back. Or if they do, you have to do it again. Then you burn the last one. Do it again. Don't forget to command the things you want. Every time in the line, you command. Take this person to the most beautiful place this person can imagine. Give them so much work. They're going to be so busy. They're barely going to think about having a shower. So, yes, that's the thing. Okay. So now I ask first. Any other questions? No? Jenny? Go ahead, Jenny.
I was just curious, like, you know, the issue like of Brazil and then like of Africa and all these different places in the world. Are
Yes.
they, I guess there's like variations in terms of the way that people look at them or look at issues, right?
Yes.
How like centralized is the concept? Basically, like, so most people would understand in the same way, like let's just say someone from Haiti or
Yeah, I understand your question, but I'm gonna answer you back with other question. We have different backgrounds, we have different finger tips and prints and different pathways and different lineages, different ancestrality. I won't judge a brother of mine who goes to Ifa and believe, oh, the sister here who's hosting me, she believes in a Exu of Candomblé. They don't have Exu entity, they just do have Exu Orixá. I respect her deeply, all her path, her journey, her walk of life. And when we are talking about what I'm teaching here and what she's experienced with, for instance, she told me, I have never heard about corn flour for Exu, always manioc flour, because this is from her tradition. And then I explained her, when you use manioc flour, you are going to the root of the subject, the root of the matter. When you bring the corn flour, you bring the corn. Think about the corn. One single grain of corn. How much grains of corn it can give you? How much it multiplies when it sprouts and grows and everything. So we're talking about possibilities, prosperity, abundance. So all of the elements in Umbanda, they do have their purpose and their chemical and energetic features. I could give you all of the energetic features I felt in each one of the offerings I've done, but then I would break the magic of you discovering your own insights. So interact with these elements. Don't think much, but notice, perceive, open yourself. She's going to be talking to you when you're doing that. And so it's the same thing for issue. I can't, I can't, and I'm not willing to change nobody's vision of issue. And I understand that I'm not enclosing what you have to believe about issue here. Quite the opposite. I'm just opening the path. Once your issue brings your path and your journey and your truth and your healing and how you're going to evolve and how you're going to overcome and the different lines of work you're going to connect yourself, this it belongs to you.
Thank you.
I'm yeah.
Can I just share
Okay.
something too about that to
Yes.
Jaylene? So Jaylene and Ifa, they have a different way, right? And for them, say Elegba is different than Eshu. One is seen more in the light and one is seen more in the dark. But they have, say, 200, just I'm gonna say a number, but it may not, it's not accurate. Like say 271 paths. So then you're gonna get different Eshus for the different paths. Because the idea is that Eshu is everywhere. So there's gonna be all of these, and that's in Ifa. So in each one, they're gonna have different representatives, but based on the same kind of things. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that gives any clarity, but just that's something I'd share. Okay.
Thank you.
That's very nice information. And Angelica, try to watch that movie. It's in your email today because it's going to be really nice. I think the only person who doesn't have it here is Indy, and I'm going to share this with her. It's an amazing movie, guys. I think I watched it 30 times at least in the last week, just to be able to share with you, to be sure that I could share that with you because it is amazing. It's a artificial intelligence produced and everything, but the content is really good.
Is it the one
Okay.
is it the one that you shared about issue on the chat?
Did I share it on the chat? Did
Um,
I?
Eileen shared it.
Yes, I sent the link in the chat.
Eileen.
This one.
Okay.
Thank you, Eileen. Thank you.
Sure, no
This is the
problem.
one. Enjoy. Enjoy your evening with the shoe. You're with the orange shoe. Laroye, my family. Laroye. Exu Mojubá, Laroye, todos os seus guardiões são Mojubá. See you next. So for those online, I see you on next, not next, but the other Wednesday after the 15th is going to be 18th because we're going to share. I want to listen to the sharing of your offering. Okay, those who are in the hybrid, you are allowed to come for the sharing as well because the idea here is to reinforce and strengthen our community, not to split us anyhow. Okay? Love Ilaroye for each one of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All of you. Thank you so much.
Bye,
See
everyone.
you. Bye.
Thank you.